Luckily, all that stuff we shared wasn't on recording, right?
Right. Okay. This is the database that I've
I did
built.
take a quick look at that.
I think everything's at the top. Yeah, everything's up at the top. Um, so now it's just a matter of I found the email address for the DU Sports Psychology,
Hmm.
the CU the William C. Burns, let's see, Integrated Physiology Lab. I found that guy's contact
Nice.
information. Yeah. And then I went ahead and added Air Force Academy. They're Division One. They're in the Colorado Springs.
Love it.
So that's an and they're a pretty well funded team. Like they do well every single season. Um, Utah State Bronco Mendenhall is the head coach. That's my old defensive coordinator from UNM. So like I remember having the conversation in his office. I can bring up some specifics that might allow get me a conversation with him.
I I think that it might. It may not this season, but it will definitely, it's worth pursuing and sending a few messages. You never know. He may just say, "Hey, come on in, man. Like if you can come in on this date, I can give you 15 minutes and that's all you need."
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I like
Okay.
that. And Utah is not too far.
Nope. Nope.
Like
That
it's
would
a beautiful road trip, man, if you're up for it.
it'd be a 1 day drive.
Yeah. Um, so I'm just looking at the names here.
And then I went and found the special teams and quarterback coaches for UNM, CU, um,
Good job, man.
Air Force Academy, the Broncos, and why not? I still have to find the information, but the University of Texas quarterback coach,
Hmm.
I actually found his name. Guess it's not on here. Anyway, so I have to add to that. But yeah, we got a nice little starting point here.
We got
At
a
the
great starting point.
everybody has mailing addresses, so if I have to mail a letter, I'll sit down and make that a 2 day, 2 or 3 day process, get everything written up and
Well, what we're going to do is do a short introduction letter because remember anything you're doing, remember what's the intention of this action, right? The intention of the first outreach is to get them to reply. That's it. You're not trying to sell it. You're just trying to
sure.
create enough curiosity and interest to say, "Oh, let me find what how does this work or find out more," right? That's it. Once you get on the phone, the next intention is to get an appointment. It's not to sell it.
Okay.
It's just to share enough to get them curious and interested to say, "You know what? This is worth 15 to 30 minutes of my time, whatever it is that you determine."
Right.
That's the only intention. Once you get there in front of them, now it's to hey, my intention is to leave here with a solid like agreement that we're gonna share, exchange some paperwork and get something set,
Right.
right? So it's a three-step process. Sometimes two steps go at the same time because they'll say, "Hey, I don't have really a whole lot of time to waste, blah, 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 do this and that." And then you do two of the steps at once. But remembering each step is like, because even if they say, "Hey, just send me everything all at once," each step leads to the next one.
Sure. Sure.
So you keep the same intention, the timing doesn't matter.
Well, it makes it easier on me. It takes pressure off of me.
Yep.
I'm not a pushy person. I've had a very rough life and I just now found my voice. So, getting into that, asking for something is difficult. And if there's a step or two before that where we've created a little bit of a relationship, I'm not going in cold. When I go in cold, that's where I really struggle. So it kind of paves the way for me a little bit.
It's a, so here's the thing, and I think I've shared this with you. It's on my, it is easy. Right. I had a mentor. His name's Tolly Burkan. He's the godfather of firewalking or grandfather. And he wrote a book called Let It Be Easy. And so I tore a page out and I just had it always saying, "Let it be easy, Jacob. Let it be easy." And then one day I realized, you know what? That's implying that it's difficult. And it's not. It just takes focus and persistence. So it is easy. So I just changed it to "it is easy." And I remind myself of that every single time I feel frustrated when I'm doing something. And I'm like, what I'm doing isn't difficult. I'm just writing a letter.
Right. Well, I've had that conversation with myself too, because I start to over critique and so on and so forth. And
It's like, let
uh,
me keep it simple. If I totally F it up, so what? I'm gonna make the adjustment. And
right,
I don't like messing up, right? But I'm willing to make the adjustment. And what you'll find is that the majority of stuff that you're dealing with is mental.
yeah,
Right? It's like I play competitive tennis, and I was just talking to my wife yesterday. She said, how was your practice?" And I said, "Man, it was really good. I played super good and blah blah blah." And she's like, "That's great." And I have people go, "Man, because I'm 66, and they say, 'Man, you still jump into your serve and do that.'" I say, "Heck yeah, man, because my body's amazing." It's like,
nice, yeah,
um, but I went through a month where I was losing, right? We have this little thing. We'll play four guys doubles, and we play three sets. And so we switch partners. So we'll play with everybody by the time we're done. And if you're a Triple Crown winner, which is you won all three sets with three people, that's our goal, right?
right.
Well, I've been a Triple Crown loser, right? Crown of Thorns, man, for the last month, and I'm like, man, this is about, and so but I realize, man, all that I'm doing is getting on myself
Right,
internally, telling myself all this negative stuff, and it's putting me into this really funky space, man, like where I'm thinking maybe I should take a month off, right? And I just said, I just need to switch it. And so I just started enjoying where I'm at. Like, man, look at this amazing thing. Yesterday, I'm looking out and it's like there's a mountain 2 miles away, you
mm,
know? I'm playing in this beautiful place and it's 85 degrees and it's, sunny and always sunny pretty much. And man, I got this good group of guys around me and it's like, and you just relax, right? It's like what you teach. If you can relax into it, the stress
right,
kind of starts dissipating,
sure,
right? Finding your voice, this arrow, part of what I teach. And I teach the lessons in these experiences is breaking this arrow with your throat, right? Scares the living crap out of you, man. Um, Not everybody can break it, but you don't get hurt if you do it with an instructor,
sure,
right? But this is how you find your voice. And what you do is, for me, when I spoke up as a kid, I got hurt. So I learned how to be quiet and as invisible as possible
hmm,
so I wouldn't get noticed or hurt. And it worked when I was a kid, but I kept it. And so as an adult, even with my wife, God bless her, man, she like put up with my silence for a long time because I wouldn't express until I figured it out. And this experience broke me of it. I wrote what I wanted to say or who I wanted to say it to on this arrow and I broke it. And since that time, right, a mental shift, emotional shift, I'm able to speak up, no problem, right? I'm not rude about it. I'm not pushy either. People either want to work with me or they don't. I don't push it. It's got to be a good fit. That's the way I always look at it. But I'm willing to speak up and speak out, right? So,
I'm just now getting to that point. I think this transition's about 2 years old.
yeah,
So,
one of these
um,
days you and I will meet.
yeah,
I'll bring an arrow.
okay. That's cool.
Um, so what we're going to do now is remembering the intention. No matter what you do, as far as this program goes, when you're talking to somebody, it's like, just remember what's the intention of this conversation? You go to a networking event, what's the intention? The intention isn't um, it's to get a pre-lead or a lead, right? But it's not to have too long of a conversation with one person because that's getting too deep for that uh, subject or that event.
Sure.
In networking, I go to network I set a number. I want to meet at least 10 people and I want to take at least six leads back home with me. So I have an intention. And when somebody starts sucking up my time, the thing I love about networking events is they have name tags. So I'll see you walking by like that and I'll take a quick look because Joe over here is telling me about his dog now, right? And so I'll look and I'll go, "Hey, Manny." And Manny's like, "What?" Because somebody knows me, right? And I'll say, "Hey, do you know Joe? Hey, Joe, this is Manny. Hey, Joe, thanks so much, man." I turn around and walk away. And now it's your turn. Like, And then
Nice.
sometimes I'll look later and 10 minutes later, it's like, man, he's trying to like get away and Joe's walking towards him as he walks backwards.
He doesn't know the Hey Manny strategy.
This works perfectly. So if you're at an event and somebody's not, it's like you already know, hey, this isn't the right person. Introduce
Yes.
them to somebody else. I've
Yeah.
literally had people come up to me and go, hey, thanks for running this event. It was great because they saw me doing that a few times, right?
Right. Okay.
So,
Yeah. No, that happens to me. It happened to me at the National Speakers Association meeting in May. Somebody pulled me to the side, just wanted to talk to me about brain injury and all her treatments and this, that, and the other. 45 minutes later, I didn't even get to eat. Food was all
right.
gone. So yeah, I'll have to really step
You,
into that.
you definitely, it works. I swear it works every single time you use it.
Nice.
If you do it smoothly. And I'll just
Right.
go,
Sure.
"Hey, Manny," like you're here, right? And you're talking, and I'll look and I'll go, "Oh, hey, Manny," like that. I'll say, "Hey, Manny, do you know Joe? Hey, Joe, this is Manny. Hey, Joe, thanks so much, man." I just turn. I don't say anything else. I say thanks so much. I turn around and walk away.
That's up there with Chief O'Malley. Thanks.
Right? That's using psychology, man, to its best degree.
Sure.
So great job on this part. Now the next part is
The letter.
the letter.
Let me pull it. Do I stop sharing to pull up that
Either way,
differently?
if you got to look for it, you can stop the share, but
I
if
already
not,
have it
just
up.
pull it up. Yeah, just click on it and you should be good.
Oh, okay. Can you see this? The notes?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay. And share notes. Pull this up just a little bit. There we go. That's what
So
I
I'm
have.
looking at the one underneath sports figures, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Imagine your athletes calm under pressure. Da, da, da. Okay. That's where technical calm comes in. Um, okay. So I'm going to break it down by give you my critique on it.
Okay.
Okay. So the first paragraph, imagine the final seconds of the game. The score is tight. The crowd's roaring. The adrenaline's pumping. This is a moment when the event, da da da. So that's almost like two, it connects to them, it relates to them, but it's disconnected from them. So if I said something like, you know, um, let me just read this again. The score is tight, the crowd's roaring. This is a moment when even the best athletes feel their chest tight, their focus blurred. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, cool. So I might start with the last line. What looks like a loss of a, in the final seconds of a game, what looks like a loss ability is really just the nervous system taking control, right? The crowd's loud, the crowd's roaring, adrenaline's pumping. Um, this is a moment even the best athletes feel, you know, um, their chest tightened, their focus blurred, da da da. I might even just turn that around, but I would make it to a gap in between. The first sentence would be, what looks like a loss. Imagine the final seconds of a game. What looks like a loss of ability is really just the nervous system taking control. That's the first paragraph per se. Because see, now put a gap in between. Yeah. Now put a space in between it. There you go. So the score is tight. The crowd's roaring. Um, so I would just say I'd take out the crowd thing. I'd say because we're already said this is the final seconds, right? I might say the crowd is tight. This is the moment when even the best athletes feel their chest tighten, their focus blur, and their strength begin to fade. Boom.
Okay.
And now I can relate to it, right? Really quickly, and I can say, "Yep, I totally get that."
Okay.
So now we're going to the third paragraph. That's where Technicom comes in, originally built for special operations forces. Um, these combat proven science-based technique train the body and the mind to stay calm. Okay. And controlled in the most stressful situation. Okay, so I would just say something like, I'd like to introduce you to,
Um, Here.
yeah, new paragraph. And then I would copy where it says science-backed techniques up to where you finish with stressful situations. And I would paste that after I'd like to introduce you to A, the letter A, a science-backed. Take the hyphen out, people will think it immediately is chat.
Even
I,
if that's the way I write.
Not, yeah, you got to change. I used to do a lot of dashes to point things out. Now
Now
I
I know
don't.
the dash is in between like two sentences or whatever, but like the hyphen to make a word
Yeah,
easier to
yeah.
follow.
Like I tell chat, do not do dashes or hyphens, and it can't help itself. It still does it. Like I've commanded it not to over and over, and it still does.
Okay.
So I just kind
Well,
of
I mean, like that's how I normally write though.
okay. Well, if you do, keep going. I'm just sharing with you, right?
Okay. Okay. Well, so um okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I that's no big deal.
Yeah, the score is tight, adrenaline's pumping. It's a moment even the best athletes are just. I'd like to introduce you to a science-backed technique um,
That trains the body.
that trains the body and mind to stay calm. That trains the athletes, right? That trains the athlete's body and mind to stay calm, sharp, and controlled in the most stressful situations. I would take out that's where tactical calm comes in.
Okay. Yeah, that's a chat GPT thing.
That's okay. I'd say originally built for special ops forces and elite tactical units, is combat proven. Um,
That's where I took science backed.
yep. This combat proven training, right, um, is can be the difference between this combat proven training can be the difference between, is this for football?
Yes.
The difference between going from the 10-yard line to the end goal with 2 minutes or less left in a game, or to the end zone with 2 minutes or less left in the game, or losing, right? Or less left in the game, right? Versus VS almost making it but falling short, right? And then new paragraph. Just last week, I introduced 43 police cadets at that Red Rocks Academy. Boom. If you have any testimonials of any time, this would be a place to say you might reference the testimonial video or page that I added. I'd put that in parentheses if you
Uh,
have any. If you don't, it's okay.
so attach the video, or would I
I would put a
paraphrase
link
the
to the
video?
video, yeah, and I'd say, you know, you might, here's a link to a video from one of the cadets, right? And I'd put that in parentheses, right? Here's a link to a video
Oh.
from one of the cadets. And then leave space for the link. And then I would make another paragraph as well. And
No,
then
that
I
we're
would,
assuming that this is going to be email because anything I send out letter isn't going to have a link.
that's okay. You could,
Could I paraphrase it and include it in quotes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
And I'd say I have a video, but because I sent a letter, here's the highlight from the testimonial.
Okay.
Um, okay, so now I would just say instead of we're bringing this same edge to sports, I would just say tactical calm equips athletes to cover quickly from fatigue, mistakes. Experiencing these techniques firsthand
Were
and
we gonna
often.
were we gonna put something here in between just last week and
Yeah,
tactical?
I was gonna tell you if it makes sense. This
Okay.
is where you could add, it went so well, Captain blah 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 invited us back for every training afterward in a teaching role. And I would put his um, in parentheses after Director Williams. I would put his information like, director, whatever, head training officer at, whatever police department it is. Yeah, that's good. Director Tommy Williams. No, I'd put director.
Oh, I was gonna say director of.
Oh, okay, good. Invited me back for the next training.
Invited me back for what?
The next training class. The next training class.
Okay.
Okay. And then tactical calm equips athletes to recover quickly. I like that. Uh, Experiencing these techniques firsthand is often the best way to understand their impact. A short demo can show you. So here's what I'd say. I'd like you to consider, or I'd like to offer a short demo on how you can to show you how tactical calm,
Short demo on offer short demo.
a short demo to show you how, right? Or to show you and your coaching staff or whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay.
To show you and your coaching staff how tactical calm gives athletes a real competitive edge. Um, I wouldn't say, would you be open? That's too like, you want to come across and saying, hey, um, you know, I'm opening up 2 weeks in September, or, 2 weeks, I'm opening up, uh, let me think this through.
Okay.
Let's see, taking accessories real energy. Um, my intention today is to get you curious enough to reach back out to me so that we might share more information and set up an appointment to meet.
So we can set up more information or
So curious enough to reach back out to me so we can schedule, right? My offer to train you and your coaches. Boom. Short, sweet, to the point. So what I would do with this is I would print one out, let Jen read it. Just
okay.
saying, hey, put yourself in this place. You're a coach, right? You got a team, and this letter comes across. What do you like about it? What's it tell you to do? What do you
Okay.
like about it? What's it tell you to do? You want to put your phone number there and your email address as well. You have your phone number at the top.
No, that's
Um,
a previous letter.
oh, okay.
That
So
was to
yeah,
that's
I
to that
would,
high school team with the 92 game losing streak.
oh, cool. So it's kind of like the same, with that 92 losing streak. I just say, imagine this season, right? You have your first, you know, 5 game win streak,
Yeah.
right? And you break the cycle and reputation of your high school in the most positive way possible. Boom. And then I might say, every athlete experiences, tight adrenaline pumping in the moment when, da da da. I just changed the first couple of things, and up until you get to I'd like to introduce. So you're doing this for uh, the Utah University. I'd include something about them. Hey, you have a
Yes. I will
polished record, da da da. I don't know if you remember me, but boom.
I
Uh,
like to play off of current events and oh yeah, the my old defensive coordinator, I know enough specifics to where he won't have to remember me. He'll I have enough credibility just based on some of the names that I'll drop.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I think that this is a good start
Okay.
for this one. At the bottom, you want to put your phone number and email address minimum. You can put your website there if you feel that they can go to it and they'll gain something from it that will create curiosity or interest.
I think so. I
Okay.
think it's
I
informative.
think so too, but it's you to answer it, not me.
Sure.
Okay. Awesome on
And
that. Okay, so now we have a letter that we're going to send out, and you can send this out to a handful of these guys, the same letter.
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Just like I did for the Chiefs. Not the
Yep.
only thing that changed was the name. Oh, and except for when I wrote to the sheriff, I had to go from officers to deputies, and that was
Right.
a good
That's
catch.
right. That's right. Good catch too. Um, all right, so we have that. So now what I'm going to do is transition and I'm going to have you stop sharing.
Okay.
So that's your letter for now. Going to have Jen just read it just so that you get some feedback before you send it. It helps your mind accept what you're doing a little bit more confidently.
Okay.
Send me a copy of the letter. I'm going to have my brilliant better half take a read as well.
Okay.
And I ask her the same thing, right? Because she's a totally independent mindset that has no connection to this, right?
Sure.
That's why you want your Jen does have a connection to it, but she can put herself in a coaching perspective as well, easy.
Sure.
So now I'm gonna pull up my stuff and make sure I have it up before. Okay, there it is. Share my screen. So I was looking up, you know, I tried the old school way and I wasn't getting real far. So what I've done is like this is all the stuff I was working on. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I went deep. So every time that I got
Right.
something, so I just said, think long, I need direct contact for entry as a vendor for a client to these organizations. Um, Here's a fast lane to this. So it gave me, if you don't have any of these, let me know.
I don't have any of that.
Okay, good. So I'm glad I went this route.
Yeah.
So I'll send you all of this. So,
Okay, yeah. I went to their websites and looked around, and I mean it is so high level. The contact information is really if you're like a consumer.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, this is great because I couldn't get past much past their
Oh, good, man. I went
website.
deep. So that
Nice.
you'll like this.
Okay.
So ASM manages Colorado Convention Center in Denver. Mention Denver explicitly in your subject so that they route you to the local team,
Nice.
right? And so how to contact, email supplier diversity at with one page capability. Statement attached has to be added to the ASM supplier database and flagged for Denver opportunities at the Colorado Convention Center.
Okay.
Their supplier diversity program is the door in, and it's designed to route qualified small providers to local sourcing.
Nice.
OAK is the Oak View Group Denver Path. Where to get listed, you register in their supplier registration
Nice.
portal at Coupa Supplier Portal. Here's the way you get in, right? General inbox, it reaches HQ in Denver. Center is here. So we got two places to contact them.
Nice.
Why this works, OVG's Coupa Plus Supplier Diversity are the two official paths for new vendors.
Cool.
OVG's global headquarters is in Denver, which helps your local positioning.
Sure.
So they're located in Denver,
Okay.
right? So an appointment with them would be like I can be there tomorrow.
Yes.
Today if you need me for dinner, as long as you got American Express. Yeah.
Hey.
KSE does not publish a public vendor portal. Use these official boxes to get routed. So meetings and events team, good internal router is meetings events at teamskse.com.
Okay.
Right. Sponsorship and partnerships, often the best path to a paid pilot inside a team environment.
Nice.
Advertise at KSE to ask for a corporate partnership to route proposal. This is me. I might call this number knowing that it's advertising and knowing that I'm not going to advertise.
Sure.
But they can say, oh, well, I don't handle that. Oh, who would? Can you transfer me? What's their name? So in case I get disconnected,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So like call and just ask for like corporate
I'm going to
partner.
ask for what I want. And then they're going to say, well, I don't handle that. I handle advertising. I go, oh, well,
Oh,
can you tell me who handles this and what's
gotcha.
their name? Could you transfer me, but give me their name first in case we get disconnected?
Okay. Cool.
And I would say, hey, is this the phone number, the 6163 number? Right? I'm going to act like I know it.
Right.
Is it the 6163 number or is there a different extension? Boom. Oh no, you got to call 6146. Ask for Manny. It's like, all right. Hey Manny, I was just talking to Jacob, right? Over in
Yeah. Yeah.
advertising. Yeah.
Nice.
And
Okay.
he
Yeah.
told me that you're the person I need to talk to. Guest relations, last resort for routing if others bounce is here, listed in Ball Arena and DSG park policies, which
Okay.
is Dick's Sporting Goods
Hmm.
Park, Dick's Sporting Goods Park. So why this
Okay.
work, KSC centralizes decision makers by team. That's important to know. So if you're talking to someone, I'd say, hey, who handles this for this team? I know you guys centralize your decision makers by teams. Who handles the pro division of like the Nuggets or the Broncos, right? Oh,
Okay.
who handles, UC Boulder, UC Denver? Oh, do you guys work in Utah, right?
Right.
Who's the contact there, right? Partnerships and meetings and events can route non-standard performance vendors to the right VP for player development or human performance. So this was an insight to me to the right VP, which
Okay.
means you're probably going to be talking to a VP of player development or human performance.
Okay.
So if I had to pick one of the two, I'd probably pick human performance,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Their public channels above are the legitimate way to get inside the walls. Exactly what to send on a one package. So it gave me all this information, and I'm like, oh, this information's great. Email scripts you can pay. So it gave me some scripts.
Hmm.
So, hey, I'm a Denver-based performance coach. We're going to change all this. We deliver
Sure.
calm under pressure for coaches and athletes. I like that, right? We recently taught the next round of cadets will be added to the ASM supplier database and want to be added to the database. So this is good because it's just asking for what you want. I just want to be added to this.
Right.
Attached is a one page. OVG, it says, hey, I registered in your supplier portal. We provide calm under pressure training for coaches and players that are in Denver. Um, and we're going to work on this just to enhance it just a little bit more.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to show you how to do this within chat. Um, phone and follow up. Boom. Thank you. All this. Phone follow-up, 30 seconds. OVG main use, the contact page address to confirm you reach headquarters. Ask for supplier diversity or procurement to confirm receipt of your email. So if you send one, you can call them the main contact page, right? And then you just say, hey, can I get supplier diversity or procurement? I just want to confirm an email that I sent.
Nice.
Thanks.
Hmm.
KSC, call Ball Arena, main number, and ask for the operator to route you to corporate partnerships for Nuggets or Avalanche. Then ask for the person over player development to review your pilot email. You can reference a sponsorship contact if needed. So again, this is an entry point and a way to follow up.
Sure.
Um, Playbook standout. Register first, da, 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 and I say, give me contact names and info for each company.
Mm.
So here's numbers. You can call this number. Then press option 2 to reach vendor support. It's like, oh, gold, right? I don't even have to go through the initial uh, gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So this is not human contact yet, but the entry point. And this one is um, ASM managed venues, including Colorado. Use the ASM Global Marketplace via Proactus for sourcing. And here's the Colorado Convention Center link. So you click on that link and it takes you to the Colorado Convention Center and it gives you their info.
Nice.
Okay. Oak View Group, OVG, Denver headquarters, email, supplier diversity inbox,
Nice.
directly reaches the team handling vendor inclusion, especially if you represent a diverse business or are seeking inclusion under that umbrella. Where to follow, the HQ email gives you location relevance, da da da. KSE, phone number, right? Meeting events, sponsorship. If I don't get anywhere here,
Hmm.
see what I said? Is that the 6163? It's the same
Hmm.
set of numbers.
Yep.
That's why I
Okay.
say that,
Okay.
right? Plus, it makes you act like you know.
Sure.
Start with meetings to ensure lands in the right inbox. Quick snapshot. You're going to get all of this. What to
Hey,
do next?
quick question.
Yeah.
It's talking about diversity, and that's going to be a strategy, regardless of all the anti-DEI shit going on. Uh, should I put in a small, tiny, just to these organizations, should I put in a blurb about my recovery, being a wounded warrior, and how this helped? Like,
Um,
because I am 100% totally and permanently disabled, like legally. I don't know if I can use that to my advantage.
I think you can. I'm just not 100% sure when the timing is. Since I'm not, what I would do is test and measure it. I would send that out with a few and send
Okay.
out some without it and
Okay.
see if any of those give me, if the ones that I send it out to give me a better response or mention it. If they do, then I'm including it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But the best place to introduce that, if that doesn't happen, is as soon as you meet. Hey, let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Sure.
Boom, you know, and
Okay.
then that gives you credibility right from the start. Like it just as a human.
Right.
Okay. What to do next? Here's what you do. So let me know. And I say, give me a question format for a one page so it reflects my client's strengths and the values. So this is where I thought it went on a little deeper level. So here's the question, right? So it gave me all these questions. And then I was like, because it started going low beer, we offer no cost. And I'm like, no, this isn't what I want. So I said, critique this one page to see it where it could be better. This is a good thing to do with chat. Have it critique its stuff.
Okay.
Then either ask me questions or rewrite it with those critiques in place. Remember to include these people are at stage 2 or 3 awareness on Eugene Schwartz's 5 stages of awareness. So your people are, and then I said also include emotional triggers that connect to the reader unconsciously from the first sentence. I wanted it to apply emotional triggers because that's what makes people take action,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So Eugene Schwartz wrote a book on marketing in the 60s. It's a copywriter's Bible. It's out of print. It's really hard to get, and it's a little bit pricey if you can find them. But he talks about 5 stages of awareness. I think I shared it with you. And your people are at stage 2 or 3 where they understand they have a problem. They don't know exactly what the solution is,
Yeah.
or they have the problem and they kind of have a good idea, but they don't know you do it, right? Or, yeah, I've heard something like that. They've kind of heard about it, but they don't know enough. This is where you go. So the majority of your people are stage 2 awareness.
Okay.
Okay. In stage 2 awareness, let me see if I can get there. Let me move this over. Let's see. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Let's go revenue. That's the one I just had. Revenue growth strategy. There it is. Okay. 5 stages of awareness. So I'm unaware. That's stage 1. I don't know I have a problem, or I honestly won't admit it. So your people aren't there. They know they have a problem. They need to get their athletes to a different level, right? To handle the stresses better. So they understand what the problem is, but they really don't know what the solution is. There's a lot of options out there, so they're not really clear and they're trying stuff.
Sure.
So they're problem aware, they're number twos, but they don't know the real solution or that you have the solution. So a majority of your people, I think, are going to be here or here, which is solution aware. They know your problem solution, but they don't know that you offer it. I heard about this training and I heard that it would be really good. I haven't taken the time to look into it. And now you call them up and they go, yeah, I've heard something like that. What is this? So it's kind of like they're like 2 to 2.5, right? But I think what happens with this is when you know who you're writing to,
Yeah.
it's easier to write. So, hey, they know they have a problem. So you can say, hey, you know you have a problem. Here's what it is.
Right.
When it gets really tight, when this is up, your athletes tighten up, right? And when you tighten up, your mind goes crazy a little bit, right? You forget all the training that you had because your blood vessels constrict and all this stuff happens, and boom, here's what happens. You quit breathing and all these things. So they're kind of aware, but they don't know what the solution is, right? And you've had a bunch of solutions too, coach. You probably taught them how to breathe, you taught them to meditate, visualize, all those good things. All of those have validity, but here's a training that takes it to an extreme next level,
Right.
right? These are where the top elite, you know, um, what do you call them? Specialist in the military?
Like tier one assets.
Yeah, your tier 1 assets or the highest level of like say, Green Berets or SEALs or whatever it is. This is the training these guys have,
Right.
right?
Oh, and that is true. It is tier one.
Yeah.
It's Spetsnaz in Russia, and then SEAL Team 6 and like the Delta Force Combat Action Group, all the task force, like that's it's utilized at that level very successfully.
Yep. So now this is how you write to them,
Okay.
right? You know you have this problem. You're just not aware that this is available at the level for your athletes. But here's the results that could happen. So it's like, hey, I know your problem. You're probably not aware of this solution. Here's how you can make it happen.
Okay.
That's the format for writing.
Sure. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Makes
Picking
it
the
really
scabs.
easy. When you understand the levels of awareness, it makes your writing much easier. So we're recording this.
Okay.
right? So what you can share this little portion with Jen. Indirectly, I'm kind of coaching her occasionally, but you can just say, where are her um, potential clients at? So I come in a lot of times with pricing, right? Most people don't know the problems of not knowing an exact price create because they price competitively or they think they value price and they do a combination of that, but it's still guessing because they haven't figured anything out. When you can formulate it and you know you're covering every single expense and you're paying for your future growth and you're paying yourself and it's adding a profit, it changes the way you think and believe about what you need to charge,
Sure.
right? And
Yeah.
the way you put yourself out there, right?
Yeah.
It changes it, but you don't know it until I introduce it. So my people, a lot of my people are number ones. They're unaware. So knowing that changed everything for me because I was trying to sell here. Oh, you know what the problem is? You just don't know I offer it. And they were
Yeah.
like, pricing's not a problem for me, man. I price easily. I
Okay.
just thought, this week I'm raising my price, right? Like, I'm telling you, man, it happens all the time. Yeah, I just decided I was at an event and somebody said I should raise my price up this much, so I did. And I'm like, well, how's it working? It's like, is it covering everything? Yeah, I think so. It's like I said, so after you pay everything, what do you have left? They go, oh, $1,000. And I say, well, what'd you pay yourself? $1,000. I said, so, all right, you're not profitable yet
Right. Right.
then. So understanding this stages of awareness makes a big difference in who you're talking to. So as you're going through a conversation, initially, your first conversation is stage one, right? Or stage two for you.
Right.
The second conversation, they're at stage three, or they're stage 3.5. They know what the problem is now. They know you have a solution for it. They're just not sure you're the best yet. So your conversation shifts from first to second to just saying, what do you need to know to make a really good decision, right? Or to what do I need to do to prove that I'm the best? Here's what I'm doing. I'm giving you a free introduction to it.
Right.
And in a 2 hour mini session, if you're not convinced this can make the difference, we're not a good fit.
Okay.
It's kind of true, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So I'd say, hey, you have a little bit of time to lose and you have a lot to gain. Because even if you don't say yes to me after this, you will grow um, in a huge leap within
Sure.
yourself
Sure. Yeah.
in as little as an hour or two with me. Right. And I promise I won't make you sign a death waiver yet. Yeah. So that's where this comes in.
Okay.
Now back to um, here. So I just said, hey, critique this, do it better. And here's what it came up with. Right. So it said, hey, I'll rewrite the past, da da da. So do you want? And I said, I don't have a page. This is for a client, so do not remember this for future reference to my prompts. But for today, keep this thread growing and getting better. And so it said, hey, cool, here's what we'll do. So who we are, right? So here's your one page.
Okay.
Every mistake under pressure cost a win, a contract, or a reputation, right? What if your team could stay calm when it matters most? I kind of like that,
Yeah.
right? Who we are. We train athletes, coaches, and high stake professionals to perform at their peak pressure when pressure is highest, at their peak when pressure is highest. Based in Denver, we use proven calm under the pressure methods rooted in Systema training, trusted by elite performers, and recently taught to the newest class. And I would just change it. I didn't know what it was, so I said Denver Police for
Okay.
Red Rocks Police Cadets. The problem you're facing, split second decisions decides game. Split second decisions decide games. Stress creates hesitation, tunnel vision, and errors. Fatigue turns champions into average players. What makes us different? We don't just talk mindset, we train it into the. I love this one. We
Yeah.
train it into the body, right? To me, that was powerful.
Yeah.
Our methods give your players and staff rapid reset techniques to recover between plays, decision clarity under media, crowd, and playoff pressure, confidence it sticks. So when you get these high level athletes that come in and now they're getting paid and they're getting endorsements and everything, this not only helps them on the field, this helps them off the field on how to handle all these
Oh yeah,
pressures,
most
right?
definitely.
That's, you got to share that, right? Proof it works. The cadet stayed sharper, calmer, more effective under stress. Boom, Tommy Williams, right? 25 plus years of teaching, high performance. Why act now?
I have
Um,
some testimonials from some special ops guys written.
I would include a couple of them. I
Okay,
wouldn't include a lot, but I would include a couple.
sure.
The competition is already chasing every advantage. Don't wait until the next high pressure mistake cost you a bowl game or a bowl invitation or whatever I would
Sure.
say, because
Sure.
bowl invitations mean lots of money and recruits,
Oh yeah.
right? Low risk, we offer 45-minute pilot session for coaches and staff. See the impact before you commit. Boom. Sweet to the point. I liked it. And then they said why it works. Opens with a fear trigger. Readers, so because I said use emotional triggers, right?
Hmm.
Uses problem language they already feel, stress, hesitation, fatigue, without introducing new jargon. Differentiator is framed as embodied training, not another mindset talk. Social proof builds with trust with local respected authority, Denver PD, plus your testimonials. Call to action is frictionless, no cost pilot. What makes it safe? Makes it safe and immediate.
Okay.
You want me to design a clean, skimmable layout? And so I'm going to say yes. Was there anything you'd change in that you could
I
think
don't think
of?
so.
Okay. Oh, so I said, hey, what I want is a one page that I can have my clients send to these companies above and have the best chance to get read and I meant acted, acted upon, aced upon. The intention is to connect the reader, do, do, do. So here it is, one page draft. The challenge you face in pro sports, every play is a test. So I would say in college sports, in
Sure.
whatever sports, stress makes players hesitate, fatigue erodes confidence in split second making, da da da. Our solution.
I would change Sistema. Sistema is not like karate or kung fu. Nobody knows what Sistema is.
So I would just say in a scientific performance
Okay.
training, right?
Okay.
Or whatever it is that you, in a highly specialized performance training,
Sure. Okay.
or I'd say a highly specialized and proven, right?
Yeah.
Performance training. Why this matters. Boom, I like that. Next step, phone, email. So I'm not going to have it into a PDF because I want you to change it.
Yes.
I'm just going to say, I need it so I can copy, paste to Google Drive, send to my client.
Is this the whole thread or just that letter?
I'll send you all of it,
Okay. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on there.
but I wanted to have you to have a copy and pastable part of it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Do you want a version with bold section headers, call to action in a box, space optimized for a one page, so it looks like it came from the design team? Um, yes. Design away. Might as well. You can ask it to create an image if you wanted to,
Oh, it built my logo.
right?
I love this thing.
I have Claude as well.
Oh, okay.
Claude is a deeper thinking.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's much better for creating like posts or ideas and stuff like that. There it is. Do you want me to also create a Google Docs version? Yes. Google Docs, but I want to be able to copy and paste now. So what I would suggest is we get that number of letters out. So today's Thursday. Between today and Monday, I would send them
Okay.
out,
Okay.
right?
Do that.
Get your number, um, write down who you send them to, have your list. These are people I've just sent out to today,
Mm,
right? My messages. I have them here. I date when I sent it so that I know when to follow up.
okay.
When I follow up, I'll add follow up on this date, right? A FU on this date, which is follow up. And so I'll do all of that and make sure that I remember, right? So I write it down so I don't have to remember.
Okay.
And now what I'm going to do is copy all this.
There it is. Okay, cool.
There's a lot. You want the prompt as well, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then I'll just send it to you in an email. Let me do there. So what I want to do is make sure that we're following up on this. So if you send it out over the weekend, my guess is Wednesday's probably a good day for follow-up.
No. Um, the pipeline in Boulder
Uh-huh.
with the police, they didn't get it until the day of the actual workshop. So there's gonna be logistics taking place inside the organization too. If it let's say I get everything out on Saturday, I don't know if that's gonna be enough time for them to receive.
Saturday. The
Because it was
local,
it was delivered in like 3 days, in like 2 or 3 days. They didn't get it until like a week and a half after. And I know not every organization is like this, but I want to make sure they have time to get the letter before I do a follow-up.
okay. Hey, this pasted very, very nice.
Okay, cool.
I'm just looking at it right now. Okay, cool. I just sent it over. Let's see. You forgot to attach a file. That's okay. Okay. Um, Let me just look at my notes. Covered that piece. Anything that you feel besides what we covered that you need to go over?
I feel equipped. I feel
Okay, good.
equipped for this
You
weekend
you
to
are.
get this
You are
started.
equipped.
Yeah.
Keep putting that intention mentally in your own mind of just seeing it work.
Yeah.
Visualize somebody seeing getting the letter and opening it up and going, "Oh my God, man!" And then taking the action that you want them to take. Visualize that piece because internally we create a lot of stuff that happens. It shows up in our life.
I agree with you. I understand like
Okay.
the manifesting and the visualizations and
It works, man.
I'm big
It
into that.
works.
Yeah, I
It does work. Okay. And then let's make sure we're on a schedule.
think so.
So,
Even though. No, we're not.
nope. So, do you want to talk Wednesday or Thursday
Let
next
me-
week?
Oh man, I don't have anything going on next week. Let's do Thursday.
Okay, the 11th. So I can do, let me think, your time. You're an hour different. So I can do 10 or 11, um, or I can do 5:30.
Let's do 5:30 because I don't know what my therapy schedule is going to be, and it's usually in the morning.
Okay. Let's go there. Thursday, 12:30. Yeah, that should be good. 5:30.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I'll be free.
Is that 5:30 your time or
No,
4:30
4:39,
your time? Okay, cool.
5:30 yours.
Awesome.
I just sent you a Zoom invite as well. In the meantime, if you have a question or something happens, what do you do?
Hit you up, send you a text.
Text me. All
Yep.
right, man. Just want to make sure I'm training you.
Yep. Nope. I got that for sure.
All
Um,
right.
at the very least, I'll keep you updated on how things are going.
Yeah, just let me know what's going on. You send, hey, got the letter sent out. I'll champion you, man. That's those feel good, even though they're like, and it's like, no, do it because I'll champion you.
Yeah.
And it's like you feel good about our completions, man. Let's do this. And
Yeah,
so
I'm down.
I got your back, man.
I appreciate
I'll be
it.
working on your stuff too.
Awesome. Yeah, that's wonderful. I appreciate the help. Um, I'm gonna do my part and just keep plowing forward.
Yep. And when it feels a little bit tight or it feels like things aren't spinning, just realize all the support you have in your corner. Bless you.
For sure.
Just realize all the support that we have. And part of creating new abundance is appreciating the stuff that we already have.
Right.
Right?
I'm
Okay, man.
tracking on that 100%.
Yep, I know you are. Hey, I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. You're an
thank you.
inspiration to me too. I
Likewise.
appreciate
Well, I
it.
appreciate that.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, look forward to it.
I'll send you the recording.
Sounds good.